Hello, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm gonna jump right in again, but before I do, I have an amazing announcement. I am going to drop the magnetic wealth affirmation. So they are magnetic wealth I am affirmations into the bundle today. So for those of you who are interested in grabbing the self-concept mastery bundle, it is really crucial that you grab it while it is $111. And the magnetic wealth is literally going to shift you into the version of self that is already experiencing wealth, that is already experiencing abundance and wanting to and if you want to experience wealth and attracting more abundance, this is the bundle for you. So I am excited about it because I have seen in just a few days, because I drafted it a few days ago, and I have seen crazy results that I cannot wait to share with you. But for now, if you are interested in this magnetic wealth, I think there are at least, I'm going to count the I am affirmations for you just to let you know how many affirmations are actually here. So I believe there's at least 15 affirmations, and they're very potent affirmations. So yeah, I didn't number them. So just know that these are the sorts of wealth magnifying or wealth attracting affirmations that you'll ever see on the internet, because these are affirmations that I specifically have gotten from both my downloads and my the books that I have been reading and just my meditations and whatnot. So if you are interested in getting this bundle, the magnetic wealth is going to be in the bundle. And of course, if you get the bundle, you will also have the opportunity to have a one-on-one call with me. I don't think I've mentioned that, but you'll have a lot of other perks in addition to the just having the bundles. You're going to be able to work on your high self-concept. You will literally have a way of shifting into this high self-concept version of yourself and really quantum leap and really be able to create this manifestation process for yourself. The one that I talked to, of course, is a way that you want to start to move toward really materializing desire. But because everybody's subconscious mind is slightly different, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the foundation and the tools that will allow you to shift into the version of self that can freely move into this emotional wealth, this financial wealth, time freedom, location freedom, etc. So I'm really excited and I cannot wait. If you are interested, definitely just hit the link in my bio and you'll get the link. I think it's the second link down, and you will be able to get the bundle immediately. So it's a download and you'll have it with you, and then you could start this process. So diving into this video, I'm talking about the ways that you have false belief around what it is that you want to do. So the title just reads Stop Giving Up, and these are just only five, and I'm pretty sure there are plenty more, but these are the main five lacks of self-belief that I really want to call out. So this is sort of going to be a call out live. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a call out live, and it's really going to allow you to shift into the version of self that can look at what you are doing from an objective sense and ways that you can perhaps get into a version of self that is closer to your manifestations, that is closer to your desire. And this is, of course, just wanting to be really real. And I don't like that word anyways, like real and realist, but you really want to sit yourself down, especially if you're in a mode of reflection, and especially if you are not living the life that you currently want right now. It is important to step into the version of self that can really look at your current belief system as a lens, so that you can start to draw the line between where you are at right now and where you actually need to be and where you desire to be. So these points are really, really important. So now that we've got the announcements out of the way, I'm really excited for those of you who are going to grab the bundle, because it's only going to get better. Again, you get the call, you get the chance to get a new bundle every single, I don't know, every single moment that I tend to like update this bundle, you will get first dibs on this update. Again, you will get a call. It's only going to get better. So I feel like when you purchase this bundle, it's really going to be a almost like a lifetime purchase, because you have this in your arsenal in terms of how you're going to develop and grow your high self-concept. And also, if you are a coach specifically, this is going to really help you anchor into your desire embodiment and really make your manifestation process so much easier. And so one of the false beliefs that I really want to talk about is that you make past experiences and old patterns determine your future. And a lot of us do this. Again, I am the person who is guilty of most of these, and have been able to really jump ahead of the curve when it comes to materializing my desire in a quick manner, because I want to make sure that I am experiencing what it is that I was put here to experience. And a lot of you who are called to be coaches really want to take account for what this really means, is that if you are believing more in your false beliefs, more than you can believe in your future and how bright that might look for you, especially if you are a coach, especially if you have the desire to impact the lives of others and really show up for yourself and show up for your community and really nurture your business and really pour into what you know is bigger than yourself. This could really be one belief that holds you back, because you're only focusing on the things that did not work out for you versus the things that have been working out for you and have been, working in your favor and have been working on just your overall growth as a person that gets to see your desires come to life. Like, you really want to make sure that you are sitting yourself down long enough to be aware of what it is that you are actually thinking, believing, and where you're getting those current belief systems from. And this is why I say that it is important to really be consciously aware of your emotional triggers, because if you are triggered by a certain past experience, your subconscious mind is automatically going to create those experiences where you are emotionally triggered, because it is familiar with this emotion, right? And because that emotion stuck with you, your subconscious mind really doesn't know if it's going through it again and again and again. And because it has no recollection of what your conscious mind has, there is a gap in the way that your conscious mind is communicating to your subconscious mind. And so when you are aware of that, you can move forward and more into really wiping your slate clean and only believing in instances, experiences, and inner self dialogues that will serve you, that will allow you to shift into the version of self that already has your desire. Again, there are infinite versions of yourself, right? So why not, instead of going and living through the default way of living and allowing society and allowing other external sources determine how you experience life, you really want to be able to take control of that, in a sense where you can decide and use your willpower to decide how you want to create this future for yourself, right? For many of you who are wanting to step out into this coaching space, you really want to start to experience freedom in a new way. You want to have time freedom. Again, you want to have location freedom. You want to be able to have emotional wealth and emotional freedom and really feel anchored in that stability, security, and safety. And so that requires effort, right? You really want to get to a space where you are no longer validating your past experiences and your old patterns, because you want to start to experience something new. So be very aware of this lack of belief, because when you are allowing this to really be the tone, or allowing this to be the determining factor of how you show up, it is really going to physically keep you at a level where you are unable to show up in a way that you really need to, so that you can get the results that you want. And you want to create consistent results. You want to be able to have the type of skills that will allow you to maintain your sustainability over the years, right? You don't want to experience wealth one day and then see it all crumble the next day or the next month or the next year. You want to start to really build your baseline to creating this wealth and abundance and infinite wealth and abundance, right? You want to continue to experience this on a day-to-day, monthly, month-to-month, year-to-year, decade-to-decade basis, right? So this is how you're going to do it, is by paying attention. And another one is you really want to start to pay attention to how you are receiving your circumstances, right? Circumstances do not exist. And when you are only targeting what is happening outside of you, there is a little bit of victimhood going on, perhaps, right? There is a little bit of, okay, well, I have to self-isolate because the things that are supposed to be working out for me are not working out for me. Therefore, I have to shrivel up and make myself smaller in order to sort of adjust to the conditions that I've first of all have created for myself, right? So again, this is coming from a lack of self-belief. You do not believe that you can show up in a particular way in order to bring yourself a new result, in order to shift yourself into the version of self that is already experiencing this freedom, right? And I know that circumstances might seem extremely real, and because, you know, false beliefs were actually made to they're designed to be experienced that way. So in a way, your subconscious mind is not doing anything wrong. It's just really solidifying what you already believe in to begin with. And in order to really turn that around for yourself is by shifting your belief systems to believing that you are the version of self that already has it. Again, we're going back to assuming that you are already the version of self that has it all, right? And so you want to pay attention to how you're experiencing life outside of self so that you can be more aware of the feeling states, the inner self dialogues that are telling you that you are victim, that are telling you that you have to dwell more in self isolation, that tell you have to dwell more in your procrastination and your imposter syndrome. Those are all false beliefs. They do not exist, okay? And the next point is that you believe somehow that you can physically change your circumstance. And I know that some of us can. I know that some of us could wake up and we can, go out for a run, or we can, ask someone for help, or we could do something outside of self. But how you're really going to get that sustainable, consistent change is by changing your inner self dialogue, and again, really transforming your beliefs or making your assumptions to reflect exactly what you want to experience. So be very aware that when I talk about manifestation, because it is instant, it does happen instantly. And the only reason why we're not processing it as instant is because the subconscious mind is again not communicating in a way that the conscious mind could understand. The conscious mind is linear, right? The conscious mind is in the mental plane. The conscious mind is logical. So I know that in order for us to fully understand what it means to shift into versions of self that already have our desires, it is often hard to experience while we're awake, or in this again in this awake, consciously awake phase. But just know that there is a way to communicate to the subconscious mind while you are awake in order to guide it to knowing that you still believe in this reality, right? That you still believe in your imaginal feeling states, that you still believe that this is the version of self that you command to be pushed out into reality. So do not believe for a second that just because you do not see this manifestation happen instantly that you have to easily give up. You do not have to give up on this. And it's more about, even if you have to convince yourself, even if you have to pretend, this is still a feeling state that is going to serve you much more than your old self will, because you are shifting into the version of self that is even closer to your manifestation, even closer to that version of self that gets to physically experience that desire in live time, right? And so you really want to pay attention to knowing that there is really nothing that you should be doing externally in order to get exactly what you know that you deserve and what you know that you are already experiencing. So all you have to do is make sure, again, that your beliefs are in alignment, that your inner imaginal states are in alignment, that your that your feeling states are in direct alignment with what it is that you actually want to experience. Okay. And be very aware of your inner self dialogue. A lot of us have a lot of negative self-talk, right? And a lot of, again, not being good enough, not being worthy, not being seen or heard, or not even feeling like we have the position or the, let's say, the validation or the stance. Like, even like, I think it just all goes back to belief that we deserve to be heard, that we deserve to really share our experiences, that we deserve to gravitate or be magnetic to those who are really wanting to experience change in a brand new way, right? And when I say change, it's like, I could say that I'm just a transformational coach, but I feel like when I say, or I could say that I am just in the mindset space, that I talk about mindset, but I don't think that those words are fully capturing what it is that actually happens when you are experiencing transformation. When you are experiencing transformation, you are experiencing yourself in a different, more elevated, more desirable way. And I think that's where I was tripping up in my previous manifestations and my previous process, was that I was expecting the external to reflect back to me exactly what I was linearly, if that's even a word, what I was logically doing on paper, right? What I was logically doing outside of self. And of course, those patterns, those habits and those lifestyles really do support the version of self that already has, but you really want to experience yourself in a more elevated, more high self-concept way. And this is why I say high self-concept. This is why I say quantum manifestations. This is why I say self-regulate, because this is my next point, is that you not only have the inner self dialogue that supports you in really experiencing yourself in a high self-concept way, but you also don't have your baseline, like the bare minimum requirement that it takes in order to actually shift consistently and sustainably into the version of self that is already experiencing wealth, that is already experiencing really high streams of income and high streams of or high lump sums of cash into your account, because you are not emotionally self-regulated enough to really hold that, right? Think of a water bottle, for instance, and this is just the best metaphor that I could think of right now as I'm speaking on it, is that you have a water bottle, and what you desire is like the overflowing of this water of the water that's in the water that's in the bottle, right? Oh my God, I'm so bad at metaphors. But imagine you are the water bottle and you want to hold a gallon of water in your little water bottle. This is a standard water bottle, right? And your manifestations, all of the things, all of what you desire is the equivalent to 1 liter or a gallon for those of you who are in the States. And you really want to get to a space of being able to fully support this gallon or this liter of water, but you cannot do it because you're only, I don't know, let's say that you are only 250 milligrams, right? Or milliliters. And you really want to expand your capacity to holding this amount of water. And so what you want to do, again, on the internal, is expand your awareness, is expand your actual self-belief, is to really anchor in knowing that this is the only option, if not the option, that is going to be materialized and pushed out into 3D reality. So this is more like an internal process, right? This is more like you want to expand your what I like to say, a container. So it really is a container that can contain all of what you desire. And this is really the work. When you work on self-concept, it really is about creating this container and sustaining this capacity so that you can hold not just 1 liter, but you could also hold 10 times, 50 times, 100 times as much, because you have built the muscle to vibrationally or emotionally and spiritually hold this capacity of a 50, 100, and even more liters of water in your bottle, right? So this is very much how I imagined my manifestations and how I've been able to really hold on to, large sums of money or large sums of, let's say, love. I mean, these are things that are not necessarily measurable, but you can feel that in your quality of life. You could feel that in the quality of how you're experiencing yourself and how you're treating yourself. So enough of this. I really want to make this as easily palatable as possible, but really wanted to dive deeper into why you are not able to really continue what it is that you want to experience, right? You give up too much, or you give up too soon. You may be giving up way too soon. Therefore, you're not seeing the consistent results that you know that you deserve, that you know that you are meant to experience. A lot of us really want the results that bring us this level of achievement and this level of fulfillment, but we're not able to really fully commit to doing what it is that we need to do, and what is required of us in order to fully materialize what is supposed to be consistent and sustainable for longer periods of time. So this is exactly what I mean when I talk about the water bottle analogy, is really being able to anchor yourself into the version of self that is really has the capacity to expand beyond just the 1 liter container of water, right? You really want to set the tone by, again, grabbing this self-concept mastery bundle, so that you can expand your awareness, you could expand your self-belief in knowing that this is the outcome that you want to materialize. And the more and more, of course, you practice this self-concept, the magnetic wealth, affirmations, and really anchoring in on your meditations, your breath work, it's going to become easy for you. A lot of you think that it is difficult and it is going to be hard to achieve. This is not going to be hard to achieve, and really check that belief, because it takes so much more energy to deny yourself of your desire than it is to actually receive the desire. And I'll end on that note, but really believe that, really know that it takes so much more energy to deny yourself, to really continue the old cycle and the old patterns of experiencing false belief. You can live in a completely different reality just by assuming that you are the version of self that you desire the most right this now moment. Okay, so definitely grab the bundle, as it is $111. I again will be including just reading off the list. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 really good game-changing tools that will allow you to increase your self-concept. You will have, again, the ebook, your breathwork exercises, your to-do checklist, the false belief releasing roadmap, which will allow you to release any false belief. So in this package, you will get so much in that PDF alone. And of course, we set up a one-on-one call. So before you get deeper into any of these tools, we set up a call, we chat, and we will, just sort of walk you through your self-concept and your manifestation process. The I am affirmations for self-concept, of course, your magnetic wealth I am affirmations. Oh my God, I'm so excited about that one. And your routine checklist, and of course your self-concept journal prompt. So you get all of those goodies just for $111, and it is going to go up in price next year. So you have a few weeks to think about this investment, and you're always going to get your money's worth when you invest in self-concept, period. Like I couldn't have said it better. Like, you will always get a return on your investment when you invest in yourself, okay? And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next live. Cheers.